Yeah, good afternoon, fellas. It's really good to have you joining me again today. May I start by wishing you a happy new year. Pray for you and for your families that it be a year where you really experience more and more of God's blessing, and that the things that you embark upon, that you'll have a lot of success in the things that you're embarking upon as we go into 2024. If you're anything like me, you kind of want to continue your growth and your learning. I really want to continue to just keep myself teachable and learning new things. If that's you, if you're like me, I pray that the things that you start to look to learn from, that they'll be really productive in your life, and that 2024 will just be a really awesome year for you. I want to talk to you about New Year's resolutions. I pull a little funny face there because at this time of year, lots of people start New Year's resolutions, and statistically they reckon that for most people, they're kind of finished by the end of the week. They don't really go very far. But I don't think it's a bad idea to want to achieve and go after things in life. But before I explore that with you, I just want to share a little joke that I found online this morning. What is a New Year's resolution? A New Year's resolution is something that goes in one year and out the other. Do you like that? A New Year's resolution is something that goes in one year and out the other. Anyway, as far as New Year's resolutions are concerned, I think sometimes we kind of embark upon stopping things instead of embarking upon starting things. For the most, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to stop eating so much sweets, or I want to get healthy and all that kind of stuff, I want to give up smoking, so I'm going to go cold turkey from smoking and all that sort of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with those kind of goals and those things that you want to achieve, and I really recommend that if that's where you're at. But the problem is, if you don't get very far with them, it can be quite demoralising, and it can really hamper your progress going into the new year. So I would encourage you to start new things, maybe you want to, get to bed earlier at night time and get more rest, or maybe you want to spend some time in nature and go out for walks and stuff, set yourself little targets to go after, something that's achievable. If you want to start enjoying nature more, maybe plan for over the weekend, if you're off on the weekend, so take an hour or something and go for a little stroll and just enjoy the world around you. But try starting things rather than focusing on stopping things, and I think that'll set you up quite nicely for 2024. I want to ask you a question actually on this whole going after things. What do you want to look like in a year's time? What do you want your life to look like this time next year, in a year's time? What do you want your life to look like? For me, I'm moving to Ireland, so I want my life to look like, well, I've got a new job, I've got a place to live for my family, and that I'm able to provide for my family in Ireland, that we're relocated and started to settle in nicely by this time next year. The reason why I ask you, what do you want your life, or what do you want to go after that you can achieve in this next year, is if you've got that picture in your mind, something that you really want, then there's quite a lot of motivation there to really go after it. And that's where I'm at. Obviously, my motivation is that, I want our life to be settled this time next year in a new country. So I now know that to make that a reality, there's certain things that I need to put in place. We're selling our home in South Africa. We're selling a lot of our stuff. We're not really going to be shipping too much out there. Obviously, I've got to get to Ireland, and we've got to sort visa stuff out for my family. Being a UK citizen, I can move straight in there, and it's quite easy. But for my family, there's a bit more work to do. I've obviously got to find a job there. I've got to find someone to live there. I've got to get used to living in a new town. There's things that I'm going to have to do. I've got to learn how it works in Ireland and all that kind of stuff. So, when you know that there's stuff to be done to reach your end goal, you can start to put things in place and go after those things. What do you want your life to look like in a year's time? Do you want to have a better relationship with your wife? One of the things I can highly recommend is taking some time to spend with your wife. I've been for the last year with my wife. We have one evening a week where we call it couples night. And we sit down together. Sometimes we just talk. Sometimes we watch a movie. Sometimes we go out for a meal. Sometimes we'll listen to some teaching on marriage and how to make marriage work, all sorts of things. But just taking that time to really focus on each other and be consistent with it has really improved my relationship with Louise. So if you want your marriage to look better this time next year, that's a good place to start. So ask yourself that question. Instead of getting into too many New Year's resolutions, just ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like this time next year? And then start to break it down a little bit. What have you got to do to make that a reality? And then start going after those things. If we can do that in this coming year, I think it's going to be really productive for us. And then by the time we get to New Year next year, we can kind of look back with a lot of satisfaction. Anyway, guys, that's me for today. My first post for the new year. If you like my posts, I encourage you to hit the like button and to share it with other people. And keep tuning in. Maybe subscribe to the channel and you'll get all my videos as we go into 2024. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in today, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon. Bless you guys.